Alright, hello and welcome to this VOD. For this video we will be seeing a low elo Riven game. Probably the lowest elo we've seen yet. This is a 600 elo or so Riven game. So a little lower game, but that's okay. It's a game where the submitter thought that they were carrying very well, but still end up losing the game. So we'll go ahead and talk about how hopefully we can find some ways and mistakes that really made it so that they could not carry the game. First thing you'll notice is that the team comps are very, very odd. One of these people. Okay, so first thing we'll notice is like there's no ranged AD on either team, which is it's just very, very low elo. There's no ranged AD on either team. Your enemy team is the purple team is extremely heavily magic damage based, and your team, because this Scion jungle I'm gonna assume is going AD, is pretty high physical damage based. I mean, you have a Blanc and a Kali, which is really high magic, but so you guys are a little better blended than they are. So one thing that you should note right away is like, hey, they do almost exclusively magic damage, so I should really be like rushing MR, maybe like Merc Treads and just an early Negatron or something. Alright, so first thing, we got Scion being pessimistic about the game. Okay, so first thing that you never want to do is don't like antagonize your team. Like, by saying this, great, then let's all AFK and surrender at 20, right? What does that accomplish? Absolutely nothing. All that accomplished right now is you've created this atmosphere on your team where your team's like bitching at each other, pretty much. Already, right off the bat, not 30 seconds into the game, you've created this atmosphere. So never, ever say anything like that to your team. There's no reason to, like, at all.
30 seconds.
Like, even if you're just joking around, like, people can take that the wrong way and then get upset, and then, like, it's just, you never want to do that in solo queue. So, like, there's no reason to say that, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's gonna, like, spiral into your team, like, bitching at each other all game. So, yeah, I have no idea how you're setting this up. Yeah, and like you're not even letting it go. So you're saying, assuming we're not AFKing and surrendering at 20. So like you're not even letting it go. So right off the bat, you're creating this very negative environment for your team, which is just the single easiest way to lose any solo queue game is by doing exactly what you're doing, by like creating this atmosphere in your team where you're bitching at each other and you're not supporting each other, and like people are just getting mad at each other. It's so like. This is the easiest way to lose any solo queue game at any rating, so don't ever do this. So looks like you're going bottom with a Kali, and looks like that's going to be against Mordekaiser and Cassiopeia. So that's a pretty bad matchup for you guys, because you guys are both melee. And they're both ranged. Well, I mean, Mord's not ranged, but he has a lot of ranged spells, so it's going to be very hard for you guys to last hit in that lane. And so, it's definitely going to be rough for you guys. So, this is a very weird laning matchup, so you just want to end up trying to get all the last hits you can. You need to at least get an experience range for these minions before they die. Alright, so you did get an experience of that one. So Kali's doing a good job of trying to get those last hits. You need to be too. I wouldn't be so aggressive on this Mord. The other thing is that like you could have gotten an auto attack right there when you were done. Like when your whole combo, you just turned away instead of getting your auto attack. So you had two stacks of your passive on you. That just went to waste, and you could have done like a lot more damage if you just got that last auto attack off. The thing is, like, this Cassiopeia isn't here yet, so you guys should have been more aggressive on that Mord while Castle's in there, but now that she is there, you guys are going to have a rough time because you are both melee. But like that was a CS that shouldn't have gone to waste, that you could have gotten. Like that cannon minion, like you should be all about that. And just a bunch more CS dying there that like there's no reason for that to go. Like it looked like you tried to go on that Mordekaiser, but like once again a CS that just was wasted. Like all of this CS that's dying to the turret you should be getting. You're at zero CS 4 minutes into the game, and that's really bad. Like you have to farm, you have to CS. It's the most important thing in this game. So by missing all of that CS at the turret that you should have gotten, that's just putting you like really far behind. If we look, like Mordekaiser has 13 CS and Cass has 2, so as a lane you're behind. They have like double your CS as a lane, so you guys are behind already just by like not last hitting well. And when the wave hits your turret, you have to get these last hits. So like to last hit at a turret, for melee minions, you let the turret hit the melee minions twice, and then you get the last hit. Like you messed that melee minion up because you hit it before the turret hit it. And so you need to learn how to last hit, like especially at a turret. For melee minions, you let it hit it twice, and then you last hit the minion. And for ranged minions, you hit it once, let the turret hit it once, and then hit it again. So like you have to get this CS. It's you guys are at 10 CS as a lane, and it's really bad. And like you need to time that. Like you messed up that last hit for your team because you auto attacked it like right before that turret hit went, and then like you didn't have anything to get the last hit. So like what I would recommend to you, already off seeing this in 5 minutes, play custom games with a champion and work on last hitting. Just play a game and see how long it takes you to get 100 last hits, and then go back and then quit and do it again. And like there's no reason not to get that last hit right there. The enemy team wasn't even there. And like in that situation, you could use abilities to pick up that last hit. So good job initiating this fight. That was good on you. So that was a mistake flashing in. If you just waited like half a second to flash to where you had abilities up, you could have just killed him and then gotten away too. So silly flash because you didn't have any cooldowns up when you flash. So you always want to make sure that you're watching that. Good kiting with your ability. Sion stayed to fight though, so you actually probably could have gone on that Udyr. The other thing is use your potions. Like you have these 3 potions, and like as soon as that fight started breaking out, you should have instantly hit your potion, because that whole time you're fighting, the potion's going to sit there and regenerate your health. And it's going to be very important. Anytime you have health potions, you always want to use them when you're fighting. So like if you had used the potions while you're fighting, you might have had high enough health to actually get the kill on that Mord when you dove, or probably not, it's hard to say, but so you picked up a kill, which is good, but you still have 4 CS. And just to put this into perspective, like about 15 minion kills is worth a kill. So with that kill, you're at the equivalent of like 21 minion kills and no champion kills, which means you're behind literally everyone on the enemy team except Cassiopeia, just because you haven't been farming. Like you're even with the 0-1 Singe and 20 CS because you only have 6 CS. That's how important CSing is. So, and then like I don't know why you're zoning yourself out of experience right here. It seems really silly. But like, I mean, I can't, like, Akali's not doing a good job of last hitting. She's missing a lot, so you should be trying to get all of the last hits you can. I really cannot stress how important this is. And you, I know in like your posts on Reddit and stuff, you're always asking like, why do I deserve such low elo? And I can tell you right now, it's because of your last hitting. If you worked on your last hitting and significantly improved it, you would raise like 300 elo easy, just instantly. Like I cannot stress how important last hitting is. It's 8 minutes into the game and you have 6 CS. That's really bad. So, and it's not like you've been zoned out of a lot of CS too. Like, yeah, you were zoned out of some, but like there's so much CS at the turret that you guys have missed that for no reason. I was really silly with Akali, but this is bad to go in on this. So it was really silly for the Akali to die, but like there was no reason for you to go on that. And okay, another thing, don't ever rage at your team. Like, what is this gonna do? Like, she knows she fucked up. When you die, you know you did something wrong. You don't need your team to tell you. So, and like, look, all you're doing here is creating this atmosphere where everyone starts bitching at each other, and this is exactly the single way, the best way to lose a game in solo queue, and it's really bad. And like, the thing is, like, that was a massive mistake on your part. Like, Akali died, she was dead, and then you went in. You went in 1v2 way after Akali died, and like, it was just greedy. You like stun cast into the turret, and then like went in even further, and then ran up this way. That was just such a mistake in your play right there. I'd be very careful because they're both level 6 and you're not. So yeah, and there's the cast ult. But it's good job your ignite did pick up cast. Now with your ult, you can definitely pick up this kill. So good job going on that. So good double kill for you. Definitely misplayed by the enemy team. I really think that, and once again, like, why are you talking? Why are you saying that? All this is doing is creating a combative atmosphere among your team, and it's like, it's honestly like the easiest way to lose a game, and it's like there's literally no reason. Like, put your ego away and just don't talk to people, because this is how you lose games. I guarantee you've lost just by this one game. I can guarantee you've lost tons of elo just by talking. That's just by talking. You've lost elo. Don't ever do that. And once again, okay, so now you're sitting at 3 kills, which is about 45 CS. So even with your 3 kills, you are roughly even with this Lux who's 0-0-0, because you only have 12 CS. Like, I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to get this across to you how important CS is. But 15 CS is worth a kill. So you have the equivalent of 57 CS right now, which means you're behind this Udyr, you're behind this Lux, and you're behind this Mordekaiser even, because he has 20 CS on you. So you may feel like you're carrying this game because you're 3-1 and that's a good score, but you're not, because you have virtually no CS, and because of that, you're not ahead at all. You're right where you should be because you've picked up 3 kills. If you had good CS and 3 kills, then you'd be carrying your team, but you don't have enough farm right now to carry your team. So like, I mean, I sound like a broken record, but really, CS is the end-all, be-all of early game in LoL and endgame. Like, at the end of the day, gold is what wins games, and CSing is the best way to get gold, so. Like, every minion that dies in your lane that no one gets gold for, you should be pissed about. And like, now Akali's talking shit, which, you know, very well may be because of you, because you were like, I told you to go back, and you got like really mad at her because she made a mistake. Even though like you made just like the exact same equally bad mistake literally like 1 second after she did. Like, you decided to get mad and start yelling at her, so. Just a little mechanical thing, if you had ultied a little earlier, you could have gotten the extra ulti damage when you like went in and before you used your ulti to pick up the cast skill. So I think that you misplayed that fight mechanically. I think that you didn't quite need to use your ulti to pick up the Cassiopeia kill. I think you could have gotten on her without just the long range ulti, and then had your ulti up to try to fight the Udyr. So. And see, now Sion's talking shit, which once again could very well come from the way that you were talking crap to him at the very start of the game. So. And don't talk back to him. Don't say like, show us how it's done. Like, just don't talk in solo queue. The only thing you should ever say in solo queue is like MIA or ping to do something, or like go now, or go Baron, or good job. That's literally like the only thing you should ever say in solo queue.
An enemy has been slain.
So you're still, it's now 14 minutes in and you're at 16 CS. So to put this in perspective, even though you have 4 kills, that's about 60, so you're at about the equivalent of 77 CS. You're about equal with this Lux, who has 0 kills. You're behind this Udyr, who has 78 CS and 2 kills. You're behind this Mordekaiser, who has 51 CS and 4 kills. So just to put this into perspective, you're like equal. You're ahead of Singed and Cassiopeia, and you're equal with Lux, and you're behind Morden and Udyr, so you're not even that strong. But like if you had been CSing, really well, you could have like 80 CS by now. Then you really could carry this game if you just have the CS, but you don't have the CS to do so. Okay, so once again, like, you're hitting your ult really, really late. You're pretty much hitting your ult and then instantly using it for the shockwave. But like, you need to activate your ulti. Oh wow, I can't believe you left. You need to activate your ulti like at the start of when you fought there, and then because it's a pretty big boost of damage. Like, if you read what it does with spiritual energy, for 15 seconds you get 20% extra AD. So it's really strong. Like, you need to use that early in a fight to use that passive, and then once the fight's over, you use your ult to pick it up. Like, you're just like, you're pretty much double casting your R every time you've used it, and that's not the correct way to use Riven ult. You need to use it earlier in a fight to get the extra damage, and then use the wind slash for the finishing move. So the other thing is you should probably pick up like early lifesteal here. Like, I think instead of one of those long swords, you definitely should have had a Vamp Scepter, because it would help you out a lot. Let me check IRC. Alright, so that was good. You picked up a long range ulti, and Akali's going to clean up here. I think that, yeah, it's hard to say. I don't think you could have still been in that fight, but okay, well now it's too late. You needed to either stay in that fight. Yeah, so if you had stayed in that fight from the get-go, you could have just saved Akali. Like, there was, like, you left and then went back in. And if you had just stayed the entire time, you could have saved Akali easy, so. And I see that you're, I see that in IRC you're saying, like, so here's the thing about kills versus CS. If they're there and I can kill them, why not? And how do I kill creeps and them at the same time? Okay. I specifically pointed out, like, individually, probably like 15 to 20 CS that you didn't get for absolutely no reason. It's not because you were fighting them. It's because you were just standing there, or you just missed the CS for literally no reason. And that's the CS, like, that you need to get. You're not fighting them 24/7 in lane. You're sitting there. You're literally just sitting there in the bush, or sitting there in the lane, and just watching creeps die. You're not fighting them. You're not trying to kill them. You're just sitting there watching creeps die. Like right now, you're just sitting mid. You're not farming. Like, there's no reason for you to be mid right now. You guys aren't gonna push that turret because they're defending. There's an entire jungle full of creeps that you could take. There's like, it's never a choice between CS and kills. Like, because if you kill someone, you may have missed like 5 CS to do so. But only having 29 CS is not because you're trying to kill champions too much. It's because you're just not farming and you're not trying to. So that's like the single biggest thing. You need to farm. Like now you're getting a little far ahead because you have 7 kills is pretty good. That's like what? Like 105 CS. So you're definitely a little far ahead, and now you're getting even further ahead. So you are ahead now compared to the enemy team. This is a scary dive because you knew that Udyr was coming too, but you should be alright because you do have 4 people. There was no reason for you to flash out right there. You had full health and your team's still diving. I would say that was a very, very big mistake by you right there. Like, you weren't taking turret, you had full health, and you flashed out for no reason. And I think like you could have saved. You saved. I think it was a Kali that was still in there. If you just stayed in the fight, like you're full HP, you weren't even taking damage from any source. So. But now you are pretty far ahead. But like I still can't stress enough. If you were up here with like Udyr or Lux level or Singe, if you had like 80, 90 CS, like you would be so far ahead. That would be so much gold. You could, like, if you had that, you would have already finished your Bloodthirster, and probably had like cloth armor too. So. So when you're ahead like this, you need to constantly be doing something. Like, what are you doing now? Nothing. You're like walking in the jungle. You're roaming in the jungle. Now you're sitting in a bush in the jungle. Like, you need to be doing something. So that something is going to be... Okay, so now you're fighting mid, and that's good. You just got a good gank off, and that should be a double kill for you. You probably didn't have to use that ignite, because Akali was about to kill him, but that's okay. So that was fine. You make the play and the gank mid, so now try to push this turret. You just did something good for your team. You got a double kill. Push that advantage by taking this turret, or taking Dragon, or stealing their blue buff. You guys should go on this. This is 2v4. So like, your reaction right there was to run. Immediately, your instant reaction there was to run away. And you need to adjust that, because when you're this far ahead, you also need to have the map awareness to realize, hey, 2 of them are dead. 1 of them was top, so it was possibly only 2 people. And so, as soon as you saw them, you ran this way. Like, you use moves, you used your dash this way. And then instead of just going in on them, so. Yeah, but like, you're saying that your reaction was that Cass was going to ult. Okay, well, you still should have gone in, because like you're so far ahead, even if Cass ults you, you're not going to die. It's 4v2, and you have a Kali and LeBlanc, so LeBlanc is probably going to silence her. Like, even if you're going to get hit by that Cass ult, it's not a big deal. Like, that like 3 seconds of you not being there almost killed Jhin. So, like that's such a huge mistake for them to go in 2v4 like that. You guys should just instantly collapse on them. But, and then, from what I said at the beginning, realize that they're almost entirely magic damage, and so you need to get more MR. You only have Merc Treads right now, and this is something you should also communicate with your team a little bit, and be like, hey guys, they're all magic damage, why don't we all get some MR? So like, maybe your next item should probably be like a Negatron Cloak, because they are just all magic damage. Like this Udyr is, well, I think he's Tiger Udyr, so he does physical, but he even has a Wit's End, so he does a fair amount of magic. But your next item should probably be a Negatron. I know standard Riven build probably dictates like a GA next, which is, GA would be good, but I'd probably go Negatron before I try to go for the GA, so. Yeah, and another thing, like, you've been so far ahead, and kind of sticking on the bottom half of the map, but you haven't translated, like, that fact that you're ahead and you're getting all these kills into dragons, and dragons are very important, so you guys definitely need to be taking dragon. You can also be warding for your team. Like, you have so much extra income that you could definitely be affording some wards for your team. That Udyr should definitely be dead. Yeah, you guys do need to be careful about that face check and that brush, though. Sion ignores the Udyr with 5 HP. Too funny. This is a dangerous fight. I would not go in on that. So this was a big mistake. Like, it was pretty obvious their whole team was there, and you guys just went like 3v4 when Akali was low HP, and so that was a pretty big mistake right there. Yeah, that was. I wouldn't don't chase kills, especially it's kind of that map awareness. Like, no one was on the map for their team. So it's pretty obvious that they're all going to come help their teammates that you've been chasing from your jungle. So definitely a mistake to go in on that. But once again, you're talking like yeah, this Sion is talking first, but who cares? Ignore him, like literally / ignore him, because talking is just there's no. It doesn't help anything. Even defending yourself doesn't help anything. It just creates this atmosphere where people are arguing instead of focusing on the game. So I think it mass pings, but it's not a big deal. So even if it mass pings, who cares? If he's talking, if he's not being helpful and was talking shit and everything, it doesn't matter. Okay, so Sion just dies for no reason. That's alright. But once again, what you're doing right now is you're doing nothing. Why aren't you stopping the Singe from pushing and taking this farm that he's built up? Why aren't you bottom continuing to push? Why aren't you up here mid farming the CS and helping your team? These are all things that you definitely could be doing. And yeah, once again, numbers 3v4. Don't go in on this. Oh, you're gonna go in and be huge though. Yeah, so silly to go in on that 3v4. You just need to recognize that, and this is something that you can do to help bleed your team. When you realize your team's going in on the Shin and you just saw their team up here, and now they're gone, you can use the V and click to ping back. And be like, hey, no, back. And that's something that you can do to help lead your team, because people will generally listen if you're like, hey, back. And if you just say something quick like 2v4, people in general will listen to that. People understand basic numbers. This is a blanc. Yeah, so just to put this into perspective, in any lane, by 26 minutes, there's probably about 260 CS possible to get in that lane, 260 to 300. And the fact that you only have 59 of that possible 270 CS is really hurting you. Yeah, I mean, Mord is really strong. Mord is more fed than you. Yeah, you have 4 more kills than he has, but he has almost 100 CS on you. He is way stronger, way more fed than you are. And Udyr's even stronger than you are, maybe? Nah, Udyr's probably about the same. Udyr's as strong as you are. Mord is stronger. Singe is getting really strong with his 142 CS. That's practically like 10 kills of CS, so. This is, that's kind of a risky fight for you guys. But, it actually, like, you guys actually had all 5, and it was actually 5v4 because Cassiopeia wasn't there. I don't know what happened, but you guys got rolled, and one thing that I noticed right away is that you guys were all bunched up in this little ball. When you're bunched up in a little ball like that, champions like Mordekaiser and Lux, and even Singed and Udyr, like if you're just going Phoenix, that's a lot of AoE damage for you being in such a tight ball, and that's going to really... I think that's why you lost that fight. You guys were all just grouped in this little tiny ball. Yeah, and this also isn't to count global gold from like Baron and towers and stuff. So, one thing you definitely have to focus as Mordekaiser really hard in fights. So, and this is another thing. Back to what I was saying, you needed to have MR for that fight. Like this second Vamp Scepter, no, you need MR. You're also you also left with like 2k gold that's unspent, and that's really bad. You should have sold a Doran's Blade to buy whatever the heck you wanted to buy. Like, if you wanted a second BF for, you know, a second Bloodthirsty, you should have sold Doran's Blade to get that, because leaving base with, like, 2k gold is never a good idea, so. But I really can't stress how important MR would have been in this game. Like, if you had MR, you would have probably lived in that fight. So. Like, yeah. I'm pretty sure that fight would have gone much differently if you had more MR. Hex Drinker is a really good item on Riven. Also, in a situation like this, where they're very heavily magic-based. Yeah, someone's saying in OC you should rush a Negatron. I agree. Like, especially that lane you're against, like Mordekaiser Cassiopeia, that's 100% magic damage. If like one of your first buys you went back and bought a Negatron, you could have just pretty much farmed for free. But always be flexible with your build and adapt your build to what the enemy team has. So the fact that they were so heavy on AP, a Hex Drinker should have been like probably your first item. Like it probably should have been your first item. Maybe like 2 Doran's Hex Drinker and then a Negatron, and you would have been so tanky.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
So good job pushing a turret down. You guys are gonna have to be careful because we don't see anyone. Actually, it's very silly of them to go in on that. Okay, so this is important. You just killed them. There's 3 people dead. Do something with this right now. Like, where are you going right now? You need to push mid. You need to take Dragon, except it's not there. You need to take Baron. Like, don't roam the forest randomly. You need, like, your team was up here pushing, and if you were with them, you probably could have killed that Mordekaiser. But instead, you're just kind of like, it seems like you don't really know what to do. You're like, I'm scared to go past this turret. But don't be, like, you just killed 2 of them. It was 5v3 for like a minute, and all you guys got was Scion split push a turret. So you guys are gonna have to leave now because Castle's up and Udyr's up in 2 seconds. So the enemy team is definitely stronger. So I would try to avoid any like big 5v5 fights because I don't think that you are going to come out ahead of those. The other thing is that in fights you definitely need to focus his Mordekaiser down really hard. He's building pretty glass cannon-y. He's not very tanky, but he does a lot of damage, and if he gets that ghost off, you're going to be in a world of pain. So you really need to be getting that Morty dead. Okay, so you bought your GA, which is good, but look, you have enough for Negatron. Sell that Doran's Blade for Negatron. Like, you would live so much longer in fights with just a Negatron. Wow, they used Castle and Luxalt when they really didn't need to. So, you guys, if they push, you guys can't defend this. Just let them take this inhib. Because that's all they're going to get. They're going to get this inhib if you let them get it, and then they can't dive you through a turret or anything. So, the other thing is, like, you really need to watch Baron, because they're probably taking Baron right now. And, never mind, they're not taking Baron. In a higher level game, they would have taken Baron. No, I'm not mad at you. It's just there's a lot of mistakes, and there's a lot of mistakes I'm seeing. It doesn't mean I'm mad at you, like. I think you could have had your ulti up a little longer in this fight, but overall, not a horrible fight. You should definitely be able to pick this singed up, so no problem there. So good job there. You guys should be going to Baron right now. Like, you just killed 4 people. This is a free Baron, so you need to be pinging this, spamming it, telling your whole team to do the Baron. So you made a huge mistake in that fight. And the mistake for this fight was you waited really long to use your W stun on the Mordekaiser. If you had used that W stun just a little bit faster, before Mordekaiser ultied, he would have died. Because his ulti heals him for all the damage it does, and that ulti probably healed him for like 600 damage. So if you had just W'd like right away, because you got on top of him and you just didn't W, like I don't know why, but you didn't stun him. And if you just stunned him right away, you guys would have killed him before he got his ulti off. Yeah, not only does his ult actually heal him for all of the damage it does, he also has spell vamp, so it heals him for even more. So Mordekaiser ult heals for like a ridiculous amount. So you really want to try to lock him down before he's able to get that ult off. So this is a good thing to say to your team. LeBlanc, please stay with the team. You're valuable to us. That's a really good way to talk to the team, and a really good thing to say. Apparently you should have said it to Jin, though. Yeah, Mord should be a guy you ignite. Like, you really need to focus this Mord in fights. He is by far the most ahead on their team. He does the most damage, and if you let a Mord live and get a ghost, it's a 6v4 and you're going to lose, so... Your whole team needs to focus the Mordekaiser, and this is something you need to communicate with your team. Be like, hey everyone, let's focus the Mordekaiser. Communication with your team is a really good thing. Like, being on the same page in fights for who to focus, like objectives to push, all that stuff, is you really need to, like, communication is really good, and that's something you could do at any elo. So right now, don't sit in this bush doing nothing. Go push out top lane. There's some farm to get top lane. There's wolves to get. Don't wait for them to show up. Put pressure. Like, if you guys are pushing, if you guys are like keeping pressure on top and bottom and pushing top and bottom, then they can't do anything. Like, they're not going to be able to come up here and roam your jungle. You guys are going to have to fight this because your team is caught. Okay, now just leave though, because the fight's already lost. So you shouldn't have gone in. You should have just left, because that fight was already lost by the time you got in there. Everyone is low health, so. Yeah, so that's probably a game, but so that was a big mistake. Like, Kali got caught, and you guys either needed to go right away to try to save her, or just leave her. And you kind of waited, and then she died, and then you went in, and it was too late. So. Hey, and I see you're saying like we were waiting for them to make a move because we were winning in kills. It doesn't matter that you're winning in kills. You're still losing because they've taken more dragons. They have more CS. Like, kills don't matter. All kills do is give you gold, but there's other ways to get gold. So, the biggest things with that game is like you have to farm. You just have to farm. You have to get CS. Like, you could have actually carried that game if you had a decent amount of CS. And the other thing is, like, you just need to be smarter about when you fight and when you engage. When your teammates do stupid things, you need to quickly calculate, can I save them? And if not, you need to leave. And like, don't follow your teammates when they do stupid things. So, another thing is, like, be more active. If you like, you need to make calls for your team and be more active when you get kills. Take objectives. When you get kills, ping Baron, make your team get Baron. When you get kills, ping a tower, make your team push the tower. When you get kills, take Baron. All these things, like, you can do to lead your team, and you can be more active in using the back ping. So like, be like, hey, back out. You know, you can be more active in helping your team. And But if you're going to do that, and it's very important, I highly recommend you do start that. But if you're going to do that, you cannot start like talking to your team in a negative way at all. Like right off the bat, not even 30 seconds into the game, you set yourself up as being negative and being pessimistic and being somebody that the team doesn't want to listen to. Just that first thing you said, where Sion was like, their team's good than our team, you're like, yeah, we should just surrender at 20, and then you said it again like 10 seconds later. That just instantly creates this environment in your team where people don't want to listen to you because they think you're being a dick, where they're going to be willing to talk crap to you because they think you're a dick. And all that just stems from like just talking in that way. And if one person does that, like even if Sion was talking shit, it doesn't matter. If no one responds to him and everyone ignores him, like it literally doesn't matter. He'll stop talking. So that's the biggest thing. Like you need to farm. Don't talk to your team at all that way ever. And then push objectives like when you kill someone, and also be flexible with your build. Like I really feel that game would have gone completely differently if you built more MR, like built a Hex Drinker and a Negatron early. It would have gone much differently. But and then you made a few just small mechanical mistakes with Riven, like using your ult, like not activating your ult early, or that one fight where you didn't stun the Mordekaiser right away. Just things like that. So overall, though, I mean, it wasn't a bad game, but I really think that, like, you didn't play, like, even though you got a lot of kills, you didn't play, like, extremely well in that game. Like, you need to get CS early. It's so important. So even though, like, you're pretty far ahead, like, that Mordekaiser was still ahead of you all game, so. Okay, so that's about it for that game. Okay, so I'm gonna end the recording here.